They'll tell you you're lost, that you're unstable, that something's wrong with you, but they never stop to ask why you're crumbling in the first place. You see, no one warns you that the path to finding yourself might feel like losing your mind. No one tells you that before you become whole, you'll be shattered over and over again. They just label you too emotional, too intense, too chaotic. But what if that chaos isn't your weakness? What if it's the one honest thing left in you? You must still have chaos in yourself to give birth to a dancing star. Nietzsche. This video isn't here to fix you. It's here to free you, to show you why your darkest moments aren't signs of failure, but the birthplace of something untamable, beautiful, and real. So if you feel like the world doesn't make sense anymore, good. Nietzsche would say that's exactly where your transformation begins, because once you stop resisting the chaos, you stop living someone else's life and start becoming who you truly are. Tell me, have you ever felt like something inside you just snapped? Like one day, the person you were pretending to be just couldn't hold up the mask anymore? You start forgetting things. You lash out at people you love. You stare at the ceiling at 3 a.m., wondering how life became so hollow. And then it happens. You break. Not dramatically, not even loudly. You just stop. But here's what no one tells you. That moment, the one you think is your undoing, might actually be the first honest moment of your life. Because Nietzsche understood something most people are too scared to admit. Sometimes people don't want to hear the truth because they don't want their illusions destroyed. So let me ask you, what part of your life was built on illusion? Was it the job that drains your soul? The relationship that feels like performance? The expectations handed to you by a society that never asked what you wanted? When your inner world collapses, it's not insanity. It's the truth trying to claw its way out of the lies you've been living. And maybe, just maybe, you're not falling apart. You're shedding the pieces that were never really you in the first place. So what if your breakdown is really... They taught you how to smile before they taught you how to think, taught you how to behave, how to please, how to shrink. But not once did they teach you how to be yourself. From a young age, we're handed masks. Be polite. Be responsible. Be normal. Don't question too much. Don't feel too deeply. Don't speak too loudly. And so we adapt. We become whoever the room needs us to be. We bury our fire to keep the peace. But Nietzsche, he didn't just call this unnatural. He called it soul murder. He who despises himself still respects himself as one who despises. In other words, even when you hate who you've become, you're still clinging to the mask, because the truth of who you are terrifies you more than the pain of pretending. But have you ever asked yourself, who would you be without the act? Who are you when no one's watching, when no one's expecting? The reason you feel numb isn't because you're lazy or broken. It's because you're exhausted from performing. You were taught to function, not to live. But Nietzsche believed chaos isn't something to fear. It's the only place where real identity is born. Not in order, not in obedience, but in rebellion. So maybe the pain you feel right now isn't a sign that something is wrong with you. Maybe it's a sign that your real self is fighting to breathe beneath the suffocating layers of who you were told to be. Let me ask you something uncomfortable. What if your fear of chaos, soul, is actually what's keeping you weak? You've been taught to fear the mess, to clean it up, to fix it, to run from it. But Nietzsche saw it differently. One must still have chaos in oneself to be able to give birth to a dancing star. Think about that. The storm inside you, the doubts, the rage, the confusion, they aren't flaws, they are fuel. But society taught you to suppress that chaos, to sanitize yourself, to be agreeable, controlled, predictable. And the result, you traded your wild, untamed soul for a quiet life of silent suffering. You became a good citizen, a well-adjusted adult. But deep down, something started to rot. Because power, real power, doesn't come from perfection. It comes from pain, from struggle, from facing the chaos within you and refusing to be broken by it. Nietzsche's philosophy isn't about surviving life, it's about becoming something in spite of it. So here's a brutal question. Are you living, or are you simply obeying? Because the part of you that's chaotic, the part that feels too much, wants too much, breaks the rules, that's not your enemy. That's your beginning. the chaos isn't there to destroy you. It's there to strip you down until only what's real remains. And in that moment, when you've lost everything they told you to be, you'll finally find out who you were meant to become. You've been taught to fear chaos, to organize it, tame it, escape it. But Nietzsche, he offers something far more dangerous and far more liberating. Become it, because here's the uncomfortable truth. What breaks you also builds you if you stop resisting it. The storm in your mind, it's not a malfunction, it's a call to tear off the mask that society forced on you. To kill the version of yourself built only to be liked, accepted, controlled. Nietzsche didn't just embrace chaos, he let it destroy him. And in that destruction, he found something terrifyingly pure, the self no one else gave him permission to be. Now pause for a moment. Ask yourself, what part of you have you been hiding just to survive? What truth have you buried just to fit in? Because Nietzsche's chaos isn't random, it's surgical. It cuts through the lies you've told yourself to make others comfortable. And what's left after the chaos clears isn't weakness, it's willpower, it's clarity, it's the beginning of you. Not the you that performs, not the you that obeys, but the you that creates. The one who doesn't react to life, but shapes it with unapologetic force. So here's Nietzsche's final provocation. Don't fix the chaos. Become the one who can dance in it, because when you stop needing life to be safe, you start becoming dangerous, not to others, but to everything that ever tried to silence you. You came here looking for answers, but Nietzsche never gave answers. He gave torches and dared you to walk into the dark with them. Because in a world obsessed with comfort, to suffer consciously, to choose meaning over ease, to dance with chaos instead of begging it to stop, that is the ultimate rebellion. So ask yourself one last time, are you truly living, or are you just performing the role they handed you? But because somewhere deep beneath your anxiety, your numbness, your rage, there's a self waiting to be born. A self that doesn't ask for permission, that doesn't shrink for approval, that doesn't beg life to make sense. Nietzsche doesn't want you to be happy, he wants you to be whole, even if that wholeness costs you everything fake you've ever clung to. So here's your final truth. You're not here to be comfortable, you're here to become. And sometimes that becoming begins with everything falling apart.